How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan, and this is Ade, and here we go with another edition of BoxTalk. Today, who's the best fighter of the 21st century? 13 years has passed. Who's number one? Ade, what do you think?
Oh boy, there's a few. I say there's a few. There's probably 3 or 4 that probably spring to mind more than any. The rest, there were guys that could have been in it that have probably lost in the later 21st century. But I think the 3 guys that have kind of sustained themselves: Hopkins, Mayweather, and Manny Pacquiao.
Oh.
Although Manny Pacquiao has a couple of losses recently, I still can't go away from what he's done in the first part of that season.
He's had one loss recently, because I don't think no one counts Bradley.
No one counts Bradley.
Except Bradley's mum and his dad.
And his trainer.
Yeah.
Well, and the banker.
Okay.
The banker has to put the check in.
Yeah. Before we hit the main 3, Hopkins, Mayweather, and Pacquiao, let's look at the contenders. Miguel Cotto, great fighter, came in strong, fought a whole lot of contenders. Arguably number 3 pound for pound, money maker within the sport.
Yeah.
You know, sell his own pay-per-views.
Yeah. You're right.
Why do you think he dropped off? Is it the Margarito loss?
You know what it is? I think it's the Margarito loss, which is tainted. Unfortunately, it's still a loss.
Yeah.
Pacquiao loss, again, slightly tainted in some people's eyes. Still a loss. And the Mayweather one as well. He seemed quite proud of having taken Mayweather to 116, 112 on the scorecard for 117, 111.
That's a victory.
Yeah, almost like that was a victory.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a guy that...
He's a legit Hall of Famer.
Exactly. And he was proud to say it as though, I gave Mayweather his toughest fight. No, you're supposed to beat Mayweather.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to give someone his toughest fight. When
like
you're up there...
You're being comfortable second best.
Yeah, you're happy.
I don't mind getting the silver medal.
Yeah, you're happy to go points.
Yeah.
And I've seen him do that in a few fights. When he's losing, I've seen him do that at Pacquiao as well, where it's almost like, I just want to get a decision.
Does a little back shuffle, and you kind of like, okay, Cotto's over now.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if I was to ever do a top 10, 15, Cotto would probably squeeze into my top 15. Yeah. But no, Vladimir. Let's just
Vladimir. That's it. See, Vladimir, I think, good fighter, great heavyweight. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's going to mostly hit around top 10 to top 15 all time, I reckon.
Heavyweights?
Yeah, when people start calling over and said and done. He doesn't get the credit now.
Because he's fighting the worst ever era.
But you can say the same about Larry Holmes. But then, when you look at Vladimir's career, he had a good start to 2000. Had that shaky part in the middle. You had those losses against Corey Sanders, rest in peace. You had Lehman Brewster.
Even the struggles against Samuel Peters.
Yeah, he had a terrible fight with DeVarrow Williamson.
Yeah.
And what's that other guy? That Cuban, Elio Costello.
Can't pronounce his name, not going to pretend.
But then he's come back strong. Since 2006, knocked out quite a few undefeated fighters, took out Chris Bird, took out Calvin Brock.
Obviously, Aaron David Hayes as well.
Aaron David Hayes come along. I mean, would you think he could make it in that top 3?
No, not top 3. No chance.
Well, what's the 4? What's the error?
Sometimes it isn't what you've done, it's what the others have done. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the others, and when I mean the others, I mean Hopkins, Pacquiao, Mayweather. It's who they fought, how they fought them. It's just level of opposition sometimes. Yeah. And let's talk Hopkins' level of opposition since 2000, and you'll see what I mean.
Okay, Hopkins. Let's look at Hopkins' marquee fights. Well, we'll start from the UK perspective. We're looking at Howard Eastman.
Yep.
We're looking at Felix Trinidad.
Yep.
Jermaine Taylor.
Yep.
William Joppy, 3-time middleweight champion. We're looking at Antonio Carver, pound for pound list. You look at Winky Wright, on the pound for pound list. Kelly Pavlik, who was on the pound for pound list. And we're actually no one. I've got all the dishes of Boxing Monthly, Ring TV. I've got the printouts. No one has hit one right at Hopkins winning that fight.
Yeah.
We had the title winning effort against John Pascal.
Yeah.
We've had Tavoris Cloud.
Yeah.
Dawson. We had Dawson.
Lost,
but it's a huge list of names.
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki. There you go. I know I missed one. Who else have we missed in between there? There's been a few. I mean, a few. If you look at all those fighters I mentioned, all of them except for Howard Eastman and William Joppy, mostly hit a pound for pound list within the past 10 years.
All of them minus Howard Eastman, world champions.
Yeah. And people could say Howard Eastman beat Jockey when they had their fight back in 2000.
There you go. So we're talking that he's not just beating people. Yeah. This is the thing that when we try to mention Vladimir Klitschko, he's beaten bona fide world champions. He's not even going into all those fights as favourites.
Yeah.
He was not favourite to beat Pavlik. He was not favourite to beat Tarver. So we're talking about...
Trinidad.
Or Trinidad, exactly. We're talking about him going up in weight as well.
And we forgot the golden boy, De La Hoya was in there.
Yeah, there you go. De La Hoya, middleweight. Massive weight advantage.
Yeah.
But again, so we're talking. I think we just named about 12 world champions in that period. We probably missed a couple out as well.
So, okay, the thing about Hopkins, what stands out for me for Hopkins' career, is one, his age, where at the time he turned his arm 48 now. So 13 years ago, he would have been 35. Yeah? So he's done this after when most pros are retired or coming winding down. Secondly, he's outclassed 80% of them. When I mean outclassed, I mean he's won lopsided, one-sided decisions. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be nice, you could give a round to Tarver. If you want to be nice, you can give a round to Trinidad. If you want to be nice, you can give a round to Pavlik. But do you really have to?
But the only thing with Hopkins is there's been the losses in there. Controversial losses. You might not like it. He's going to get a bit riled up. It's a Calzaghe loss in there.
Calzaghe
there's a draw with Pascal that he should have won.
He won that fight.
No,
okay.
Regardless, no. The facts say draw and losses. We can't say he won. The facts say draw and losses. Floyd Mayweather. Let's talk about since 2000. Floyd Mayweather said he's had fights. Is his resume as good as Hopkins? No,
I don't think so.
Not since the 2000. But again, he's fought the people.
Yeah. See, with Floyd, I think he came to his own and started taking over roughly about 2005, 2006.
Probably after Oscar De La Hoya fight, really. In terms of the marquee names.
In terms of the marquee names, yes. But when I say he's took over and stepped up, in a sense where he's actually bringing himself to that next level, where before, you could be honest and say that, okay, he fought Corrales. Yeah. Very brilliant fight. Most of you want his best wins overall.
Corrales was unbeaten at the time.
Yeah, he was knockout specialist.
I think maybe was set up and wait as well for that fight.
And then you had the 2 fights with Castillo.
Yeah.
One controversial, what people say he lost that fight.
Yeah.
But then after those 2 fights, he kind of coasted in between.
He kind of coasted, but there was good wins. Obviously, Zab Judah was a good win after that fight. Obviously, Baltimore we won't count because who's Baltimore? Yeah. Obviously, Gatti took.
You had Shamble Mitchell in there.
Exactly.
You had a guy called Henry Bruselas. I don't know who the hell that guy was.
Obviously, unbeaten Ricky Hatton. He's had a fight.
Yeah.
I think the problem that affects Mayweather is this kind of inconsistency in terms of retiring, taking a year out, taking 18 months out. Mayweather's probably getting his best run he's ever had in the last 5 years now. Yeah. Now he's fighting the guys. Obviously, Ortiz, Guerrero. He's starting to take fights.
I think the thing with Mayweather, which hurts Mayweather, was that I think his performances recently are so flawless. You think, wow, this guy really put it on them and really fought the people and fought more regularly. He could have been such a major crossover. Like he could have, done so much more.
The way he's destroying these people,
he's making these guys. When you got a world champion, 2-time, 3-time, 5-time world champion, and you're dominating them, one side and outclassing them, they can't land shots, they can't do nothing with you. That says it all. You'll find it very hard to find one fighter in boxing history of boxing that is actually winning fights the way he wins fights.
Okay. Well, let's look at the last person on this list.
Manny Pacquiao.
Now, for me, he could be number 1 on the list. He could be. Again, leave your comments below. Tell us what you think. But in terms of me watching a boxer that actually whirlwinds through people, throws possibly 100 punches around, has a left hook that people seem to dodge, people avoid like the plague. I'm going to give it to Manny Pacquiao.
I'm also giving it to Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao's claim to fame for this whole process is that it's not who he's beating, it's how he's beating them. And he's beating much bigger guys. You're talking about a guy who started his career at 106. Ended up fighting at 154, even though he never weighed more than 147 or 146 for that fight. And you're looking at how he's fought and who he's fought. They're dominating performances.
Let's look at them. Let's look at them.
We'll start from.
Let's start from the Barrera days.
Yeah. You got
Morales.
Then
he goes up and weight.
Yeah.
Then he just destroys Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he takes the fight Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was favourite. I was like, oh, what's this midget fight? Oscar De La Hoya destroys him.
Destroys Ricky Hatton. Speaks up. I've never seen Joshua Cotty scared of anything. Yeah. Joshua Cotty sit on the ropes for 12 rounds.
Miguel Cotto, I thought Miguel Cotto was bigger, stronger. Basically puts Miguel Cotto to sleep.
I thought Miguel Cotto was technically a better fighter.
So did I, until he got hit and I thought, what's going on here?
And then, I think we mentioned in the video previously that backward shuffle came along.
Yeah, that Miguel Cotto does this. He does this. He does this backward shuffle where he's hurt, but he still tries to look good. Yeah. But then he obviously fighting the monster Margarito.
Yeah.
So what Ryan mentioned said, this is like come from 106 fighting a guy that probably walks around at 190, 200 pounds. But Margarito probably came into the ring against Manny Pacquiao when
over 170. Easily.
Over 170.
Over 170.
Pacquiao came in at 146.
Yeah.
He's not putting on any extra pounds. So we're talking about a £30 difference here, people.
You know, thinking about this whole subject just came to my head a minute ago. You actually got 3 different styles of fighters.
Completely.
You've got the puncher, who is obviously Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You've got the boxer, who is Mayweather. Some of you might say it's Hopkins. But then you've got the tactician, who's Hopkins. Hopkins beats these guys more with his mind and his craft, more than actually straight up boxing.
You know, the thing, you say that, but I don't know if that's tactician person that's coming to Hopkins as he's got older.
Yeah, definitely.
When you watch a lot of Hopkins' younger fights, Hopkins was putting people to sleep.
Yeah, Hopkins was a bruiser.
He was a bruiser. That's where the executioner thing came from. It wasn't an executioner. I'm going to tacticianally outdo you for 12 rounds.
But you see, Hopkins became this tactician, the new version of executioner around 2001, 2002, where he got a little older. He realised he's got to adapt his style to suit himself. But if you watch any Hopkins fight from before 2000, you will see a very, very hard, brutal, cold guy.
Okay, very quickly then. Okay, we talked about Vladimir possibly squeezing into it. Maybe Miguel Cotto. Who else? Who else could have really touched those 3 guys? Could have Oscar De La Hoya, although his career started to fade towards 2006, 2007. Could what he done between 2000 and 2007 got him in there?
I don't know. The problem with Oscar, similar in the sense with Mayweather, where I think it's not that he's chose his fights, but they seem to got very comfortable. I mean, the Mayorga fight, everyone loved the fight. It was a great build-up and everything, but it was kind of a set-up fight. And I'm trying to say, you know, when you look at styles, look, Trinidad and Oscar are very similar in the way they want to fight. Use the jab, use the right hand. They've got the power, they've got the hooks and everything. And the way Trinidad dealt with Mayorga, you kind of knew Oscar did things the same way. No one thought he would do it quicker. I think he done it in 6 rounds, and Trinidad done it in 8. But you know, you kind of saw the thing. So I think Oscar came into careful matchmaking. He realised things weren't going well for him fan base wise and losing a little bit lust on his pay-per-view fights, and that's what he went for Pacquiao, which was a huge mistake. Okay,
Roy Jones Jr. then. Is it similar to Oscar, Roy Jones Jr., whereby his career really slumped in the middle of the 21st century as well? But what he done in terms of, we're talking about a guy that's gone up from super middleweight to light heavyweight to heavyweight, does not being a freeweight world champion in probably arguably the toughest weight divisions. Get him in there.
The problem with Roy Jones Roy Jones had more talent, more substance than everyone, but he just didn't have the heart to fight the right people. I mean, from 2001 up to 2004, which was really the end of Roy Jones, he fought John Ruiz, which was his only real test before that. The other guys before that, Dave Telesco. Yeah. What's the guy? The tall guy used to be a binman in Mexico, or a Rush guy in Mexico.
That's as a all.
Yeah. And who was the other guy he fought? I mean.
So you think his level of position puts him down?
Yeah, his level of position just really, really puts it down. So I think Roger has to take a bow out for that one. If that was the 90s, Roy Jones and Oscar De La Hoya would be right up there, and there'd be a big battle between those 2.
So that's it. That's it, you guys. There you go. We've got our 3. We say Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather from Hopkins. In any order you want. What do you think? Who's your fight of the 21st century? If we missed anyone out so glaringly obvious, like, whoa, you guys missed out him. Tell us below. Who do you think we've missed out, and why do you think he is the best fight of the 21st century? You can email us at
BoxTalk@hotmail.co.uk.
And guys, thanks for your opinions, always needed. We'll try and read out as many as possible, so come on, get to us. Who is the best fighter of the 21st century? Thank you again for BoxTalk.